All right, Toronto, we are back. Man, it's time for us to take your Toronto Maple Leafs into the Stanley Cup Finals for the third time in the last 4 years. The Leafs have been on fire, and this year's playoff run, it wasn't easy at all. The Battle of Ontario in round number 1. The Tampa Bay Lightning took us to Game 7 in round number 2. Round number 3, the Eastern Conference Finals, we were down, trailing 3-1 to the New York Islanders. Somehow, with Dion Phagouf on the first line, we stormed back to win it. And now we're off to the Stanley Cup Finals once again. It's not the Edmonton Oilers this year, it's the St. Louis Blues. So boys, the dynasty is on the line, but the Blues are in the way. Vladimir Tarasenko, Pietrangelo, Shattenkirk, I'd imagine that these guys are still on the team. Let's take a look. View opponents. Okay, so their first line, Jaden Schwartz, Paul Stastny, and Vladimir Tarasenko. Now, we've seen this guy win some individual awards, the Art Ross, the Maurice Richard, over the past 5 years. Gotta watch out for him. It's not the greatest first line, though. We've seen worse. 2 snipers with a playmaker might be enough to cause some damage, but still, we've seen better. Philadelphia Flyers, for example. Second line, you got Robbie Fabry, Ivan Barbashev, and Nino Niederreiter. So they picked up Nino Niederreiter from the Minnesota Wild. Pretty good second line. An 86 sniper, a center playmaker at 84, and Robbie Fabry, another left-wing sniper. So, if you look at their top 6, very offensively minded. 4 snipers and 2 playmakers. Their wingers are all snipers, and their centers are both playmakers. Third line, you got Sergei Kalinin, left-wing sniper, another sniper. Glenn Godden, two-way forward center on the third line. And Jamie McGinn, a right-wing two-way forward. So another sniper, but then their third line has 2 two-way forwards. Not the greatest third line. Our third line is definitely better. And then the fourth line, a two-way forward, TJ Gagliardi, Kyle Chipchura, center grinder, and Patrick Berglund, right-wing playmaker. Okay, so you know what? Their forward core, I'm not exactly impressed with. They have the one superstar in Vladimir Tarasenko, Robbie Fabry and Nino Niederreiter, Jaden Schwartz, pretty good secondary snipers if they're behind a guy like Vladdy. But the center playmakers could be better, and their depth is nothing to write home about. So they must have a good defensive core. They got this far. Yeah, there it is. All right, so we can see where their superstars come from. First line, Alex Pietrangelo, a 90 overall two-way defender. I'd imagine this guy's got both offensive and defensive stats. He's playing alongside of Kevin Shattenkirk, also a 90 overall two-way defender who's right-handed. These guys 31 and 32 years of age. These guys looking for a Stanley Cup. It's a rough first line. Along with Vladimir Tarasenko, their power play is going to be rough. Second line, you got Jordan Schmaltz and Colton Parayko. Solid second line when it's behind 2 90 overall defensemen. It's a two-way defender and a defensive defenseman. So, you know what? If they got a good goaltender, man, might be a... They have all those snipers and playmakers, so I don't know, it'll be tough to score on them, but their defensive core looks good. Two-way defensive, and the third line, Vince Dunn, offensive defenseman, and Tommy Vanelli, another offensive defenseman. So both guys are 82 overall, and goaltenders. Is it Allen? Is it still Jake Allen? It is Jake Allen in the net, 87 overall, so that is good enough. So when I'm talking about being able to score on these guys, they got a decent goaltender. We saw what the New York Islanders did with a crappy goaltender, though, in the last series. It can be a problem. So 87 overall combined with the 4 great defensemen. They got a decent top 4. They got a nice backup there, Evan Fitzpatrick and Vladimir Tarasenko. So, you know, I've seen worse teams, but I'm not going to get ahead of myself because they have the players that they can certainly win a simulation. But if you compare their team to our team, I mean, we look good, man. Taylor Hall, Austin Matthews, William Nylander. Now, again, Vladdy would be better than all 3 of those guys, but all 3 of them put together are certainly better than their first line. I take mine any day. Second line, James Van Riemsdyk, Mitch Marner, who's leading our team in points in this playoff run, and Daniel Sprong, who got the chance to play on the second line. I'm going to go back. You know what? I'm going to leave it the way it is because if I change it here, it'll go back for game number 2. I can make the line changes afterwards. Timo Shev, Cody Eakin, and Kasperi Kapanen down to the third line, and then Greg Belfour, Frederick Gauthier, and Ryan Callahan. Defensively, we got Morgan Riley, Dion Phagouf. Remember, we're like 4-0 with Dion Phagouf on like the first line. We used him in the Tampa Bay series when it was game 7, and then we used it in the New York Islanders series when we were down 3-1, and we came through every single game. So, you know, I'm going to leave him up there for right now, boys. See what he can do for us, all right? So there's our defensive core, and of course, looking for his third Conn Smythe, Harold Bluetooth, Frederick Anderson. So there it is, boys. There's the setup to the Stanley Cup Finals. This GM mode commentary, it could be coming to an end. We are on the brink of a dynasty. If we lose this one, that's going to suck big time. I mean, you still got the chance to win 3 in 5 years, which is technically a dynasty. But 3 and 4, 5 years into your GM mode, this would be perfect, all right? So Dion Fagoof on the first line. Let's see what happens in game number 1. If we lose a game, I will make those line changes, all right? But I've got to, I have to go with them. The guy single-handedly came through for us in the Eastern Conference Finals. All right, so here we go, boys. Game 1, Stanley Cup Finals in the Air Canada Center. Toronto's got home ice advantage. Let's go. First period. All right, I'll take that. 0-0. Shots are 14-5 in favor of the Maple Leafs. So we're out shooting them. We're out playing them. Sounds good. Second period. The St. Louis Blues only need 14 shots to get 2 goals. And they have a 2-1 lead going into the third. Goals by Vladimir Tarasenko, Paul Stastny. Their first line, boys. James Van Riemsdyk scored for us. Not bad. We're only down by 1. Our team hopefully can score on these guys, but I'm interested to see how Pietrangelo, Shattenkirk, see if they can shut this team down at all. 16 minutes. Come on. Colton Parayko from the point. And the St. Louis Blues, Jesus, Paul Stastny. All right, Dion Fagoof, you got to come off that first line. And the St. Louis Blues, they mean business this year. All this talk about the Toronto Maple Leafs being the next dynasty. Oh, the St. Louis Blues say, hang on 1 second. You still got to get 4 more W's. Holy shit, we're scoring late. A little bit too late there, boys. Frederick Gauthier and Taylor Hall, they make it a game, I suppose. 5-3. They didn't have any empty netters, though, and Harold Bluetooth allows 5 goals. All right, so obviously bad news. The good news is that Harold Bluetooth usually bounces back after a bad game. We can hope for that. -2, -2. Okay, so what we're going to do is, I had my lines all crazy from the New York Islanders series. We're down 0-1. It's probably a mistake not to make the line changes. I'm going to do them right now, so just give me 1 second, all right? All right, so I quickly took care of the lines. We got Hall, Matthews, Nylander. Kapanen is back to the second line with Mitch Marner and JVR. We've reunited the best third line in the NHL, Timoshev, Eakin, and Sprong. And I decided to go back with Carl Grundstrom instead of Ryan Callahan on the fourth line. And Dion Fagoof is back with Eric Jelena. Ville Polka is back in his original spot. All right, boys? So, again, might have been a mistake to start game 1 like that. However, that game, or those lines, ended up getting us to the Stanley Cup Finals. I'm sure a lot of people thought it was a mistake when we were down 3-1 to the Islanders. It worked out, so I tried it out. Didn't work against the St. Louis Blues, so we went back with our normal lines. So game number 2 in Toronto. The problem here is that we've already lost a game on home ice, but we fought through adversity before. We've had 2 Game 7s on this playoff run just by itself. We've had plenty of Game 7s before. Come on, boys. Series is far from over. First period. All right, there we go. James Van Riemsdyk opens up the goal scoring for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Gets a goal on the goal line, basically, from the boards on Jake Allen. All right, shots are even, basically even, 11-10. Here we go. Second period. For God's sakes, are you kidding me? The second game in a row. Game 1 and now games 2. We're trailing 2-1 going into the third period. What is going on with St. Louis and their damn second periods? Vladimir Tarasenko again and Jaden Schwartz. So that top 6 is coming through for him. Resume simulation. Third period. Can we at least make it a game? Oh my God, Jaden Schwartz. This isn't good, boys. This is not good at all. The St. Louis Blues are not having trouble scoring, and we are. Only getting to the third period with 1 goal. Can we at least make it a game? We got too late last time in game number 1. Power play for Toronto. We can't get a goal. 2 minutes left, 1 minute left, and they get another one. Harold Bluetooth, you were supposed to answer back with a big game. Oh, man, that defensive core, Pietrangelo and Kevin Shattenkirk, boys, this is not looking good. The Toronto Maple Leafs are down 0-2 in the series. Jesus, man. All right, so who went -3? -3 for Ville Polka. I put Ville Polka back with Morgan Riley. -3, -3. Taylor Hall, -2. Well, thank you very much, first line. Thank you for coming through. All right, I'm going to do what the fans always say. I'm going to put Connor Carrick on the first line. We got to make some line changes. I haven't had a game yet against St. Louis where I feel like we've had a good simulation. Both games, they've dominated us. So you know what? Time for some more line changes. William Nylander. No, I'm going to leave the forward core the way it is defensively. Ville Polka for Connor Carrick. There you go. Dion Fagoof, you can stay back there with Eric Jelena, Jake Gardner, and Ville Polka. All right, so boys, I'm listening to you. I'm putting Connor Carrick in the the top 2 defensive position. We'll see what he can do. Man, our backs are getting against the wall here. This is not good at all, boys. So the Toronto Maple Leafs, with home ice advantage, dropped the first 2 games in the Air Canada Centre. Now have to go back to St. Louis, trailing 2-0 in the Stanley Cup Finals. This is not good. This is a must-win. We go down to 3-0, man. It's over. We're not winning 4 in a row. No way, no how. Not against the Blues. Come on now, Toronto. We can do this. First period. All right, I'll take that. Now, games 1 and 2, they've had a second period where they've had a sim of 2 goals. Don't let them score 2 goals now, Toronto. Come on. Second period. All right, I'll take that. Where is the offense for the Toronto Maple Leafs? We cannot buy a goal. With all the playmakers and power forwards and snipers and 90-plus overall players, we cannot find a way to score on Jake Allen. Shots are 22-21. Come on now, Harold Bluetooth. You're having a great game so far. Keep it up, my man. Resume simulation. Times 8. Come on now, Toronto. 17. Damn it, power play for St. Louis. Woo, we kill it off. Another power play for St. Louis. Jesus. The NHL really wants the cup south of the border this year. Here we go. 10 minutes left. Jaden Schwartz. He's going to score the sole goal of the game. 5 minutes left. That's another power play. Power play late for Toronto. 1 minute and they get another goal. Barbashev. And the Leafs get shut out in game number 3. I don't know what it is, boys. This is... Oh my God, what an anticlimactic way to finish off this season. Taylor Hall -2, Matthews the first line again. We cannot score goals. Alex Pietrangelo and Kevin Shattenkirk are just shutting this freaking team down. I tried Connor Carrick on the first line, boys. We don't even get a freaking goal. What am I supposed to do? I've made line changes every single game, and we've been unable to do anything. With the most goals we got was when Dion Fagouf was on the first line, but we also allow the most goals against. 5-3 loss, 4-1 loss, 2-0 loss. We have 1 goal in the last 120 minutes. This team with an offense of 94, 95? 95 offense. How does this team only have 1 goal in the last 120 minutes? It's ridiculous. Taylor Hall, Austin Matthews, William Nylander, Mitch Marner. Jesus. All right. I got to make some line changes here. First of all, we're going back with the ace in the hole, boys. Dion Fagouf is coming up to the first line. I don't care what you have to say. Connor Carrick with Jake Gardner and Billy Polk with Eric Gellin. I'm also going to move, Dion Fagouf up to the first line power play. We need to get something going with Dion. All right, so Dion, get your ass up there. Let's see what you can do. All right, now I gotta get these guys going. So you know what, Taylor Hall, I'm gonna make a change here. Mitch Marner with Matthews and Taylor Hall, William Nylander with Kasperi Kapanen and JVR. All right, haven't put these guys together, but I gotta change something up. Nylander, you can take the faceoffs. Whoops, sorry, I had these guys on the wrong side. There you go. And also, we're gonna do the exact same things for the lineups. All right, Marner up there with Matthews and Hall. He's the leading point man. Let's see if he can spark Matthews and Hall going. JVR with Nylander and Kapanen, and we're gonna leave the best third line and best fourth line in the NHL. Grunstrom, come on, man, you can come through for us. So the Toronto Maple Leafs, all this talk about a potential dynasty, find themselves in a 3-0 hole against the St. Louis Blues. Boys, this is not good, man. This is really not good. So here we go. Game 4 in St. Louis. I mean, I'm not even going to get excited about this comeback. We have to get at least 2 games before I can get excited about a Game 6 and then a possible Game 7. So we just got to get to work here, boys. We got to take this game, push it back home. Come on now. Get a freaking first period where I get some goals. 2 goals or something. First period. There we go. We got 1, but so did they. William Nylander and Jordan Schmaltz, right? Yeah. All right, William Nylander, come on, baby. On that second line, maybe that sparked his offense. Second period. We cannot score, man. 2 goals in the last... What is that now? 8 periods, 2 goals for the Leafs. Shots are 28-22 in favor of the St. Louis Blues. This is not good, boys. Resume simulation. Third period is underway. And the Leafs, Dion Fagouf, he's trying to rally his whole team. He gets a goal from the point. Beautiful line change once again. Power play for the blue and white. Can they somehow get a goal? It's a long one. We're halfway through the third period. Come on, Harold Bluetooth. Just hold on, my man. For 4 more minutes, just hold on. 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute, yeah! And the Leafs, they get one win in the Stanley Cup Finals with a game-winning goal from the goof, Dion. Who would have thought, boys? I'm telling you, the lines, this is the way it should have been. Dion on the first. Oh, my God. I can't believe that actually worked again. +1. All right, let's see who got the points there. Dion, Connor Carrick, Daniel Sprong, a bunch of ones in there. All right. I mean, Harold Bluetooth had a great game. You can't ask for 4 games in a row like that from Harold Bluetooth where he only allows 1. So, offense, I mean, we were lucky to win that game by a 2-1 score. I need a game where we get like 5, like 4 or 5. All right, like how they won game number 1, 5-3. We need to win game number 5, 6-4 or 5-2, and then we have a game 6 at home. We can maybe win, or on the road we can maybe win that. And a game 7, anything can happen. All right, so this is huge. Home ice advantage. You just don't want to see the dynasty evaporate on your home ice. So come on now, boys. We can do this. We can do this. We can get back in this freaking series. We did it against the Islanders. We can do it against the Blues. I need a solid first period. First period, yes. Frederic Gauthier and Daniel Sprong. All right. Leave it up to the 4th line and the best 3rd line in the NHL. Shots are even 10-10. Harold Bluetooth. I need a solid second period. Second period. Fuck. Okay. It could be better. It could be worse though. The Leafs once again have a 2-1 lead. Oh, I guess we got the 2-1 lead with Phaneuf's goal in the 3rd period of the last game, but you know what I mean. Shots are even, 21-19. I don't like the way of the look of this, boys. The Stanley Cup is in the building, but for the wrong team. Resume simulation. ×8. Come on now, Leafs. We can get back in this, baby. 15:54 down to 13:54. Just kill it off halfway through the period. The Leafs have the lead. They can push this to a game 6. Give their fans one more night to party. 4 minutes. Please, Toronto. 3 minutes. Please, Toronto. Yes! Grunstrom with the empty netter. And the Leafs get the party in Toronto for at least one more night, baby. We push it to a game 6. All right. In the year that we got kicked out in the playoffs, it was a game 6 loss in the Eastern Conference Finals. Now we've pushed it to a game 6 in the Stanley Cup Finals. At least we're not getting spanked when we don't win the Stanley Cup, right? I mean, it's been a pretty good 4-year run here for the Leafs. Oh, baby, but it could get just slightly better. We've pushed it to a game 6. Now I can start getting a little excited because this is the game St. Louis has got to win. They don't want it to go to a game 7. This is their chance to win it on home ice. They were up 3-0. Their backs are against the wall. So you know what? From my perspective, the pressure is all on St. Louis. We already did what we needed to do. We got past game number 5 on home ice. The ball is in their court. Once it gets to game 7, anything can happen, but we've already played our hearts out. All right, so the pressure is on them, boys. All right, they're going to feel that pressure. Will it help them play, or will it make them freeze and just play like garbage? Come on, baby. We got this. We can come back. First period. All right, I'll take that. Harold Bluetooth still playing well. Shots are 10-7 in favor of the Blues. Game 6. All we need is a couple of goals here. And I'm still waiting for that game where we get like 4 or 5. That would be nice. I don't know if it's going to happen, though. Don't know if it's going to happen this entire round. Come on, baby. I need a solid second. Please, hockey gods, give me a solid second. Second period. Oh, fuck. All right. I mean, it's good. Harold Bluetooth is playing great. 27 shots to 14 in favor of the Blues. The score is 0-0. We gotta have a hero in this game. My captain, Austin Matthews. You can do it. James Van Riemsdyk, Taylor Hall, the best 3rd line in the NHL. Dion Phaneuf, the ace in the hole. Morgan Riley. Somebody get a goal. We got a team filled with offensive players. Resume simulation. Come on, boys. 3rd period underway. It's a tie game. Game 6. The cup is in the building. Will the Blues win it on home ice, or will the Leafs push it game 7? Holy shit. 11 minutes. 10 minutes left. We're halfway through the 3rd period. It's still tied. Oh my God. I'm going crazy. Yes! Jake Gardiner! You beautiful! Yes! William Nylander! He scores from center ice, and the Leafs have pushed to game 7. Holy shit! We come back from being down 3-1 against the Islanders to push a game 7, and now we were down 3-0 against the Blues in the Stanley Cup Finals. We pushed to game 7. This is unheard of. William Nylander and Jake Gardiner, they come through for their team. Harold Bluetooth. He had a slow start to this series, but he's picked it up in the last 3, and the Leafs are 1 game away from winning the Stanley Cup. Holy shit. I'm not touching anything. I'm not messing with the groove. I got to keep in the groove here. All right, so the Leafs, boys. The Leafs have stormed back in the last 3 games. Now, they've only scored 2 goals in the last, 180? Oh, Jesus. So, technically, they're due now as well. But we still have not had that game where where the offense has just exploded. So, you know what I'm going to say? Just like the Islander series in Game 7 where we scored 5, we're due. This offense is due. St. Louis is due as well, but we're due, boys. All right? So, Air Canada Center, game number 7. The Stanley Cup is on the line. The Leafs have fought back. What's going to happen here, boys? Real-time simulation, even though I should go times. Oh, I should just to get back in it, but whatever. Power play early for the Leafs. Come on now, boys. 15 minutes. Here we go. Shots are 4-2 in favor of Toronto. We are halfway through the first period. This has been a defensive Stanley Cup final. Both teams are great defensively. Both goaltenders have been playing great. You can't blame them. Who's going to step up and be the offensive hero? First period, and it's Greg Belfour. Greg Belfour, the 4th liner with the flow, baby. He gets one with 31 seconds left. Holy shit. Shots are 9-8 in favor of St. Louis, and Greg Belfour, the best 4th line in the NHL, gets the Leafs on the board. Come on now, Toronto. I need some insurance. Resume simulation. We're here in front of our home fans. Matt Sundin, Wendell Clark, Doug Gilmour, friggin' all the great Leafs in the press boxes, baby. We killed off the penalty. Halfway through the game, we got another one! Connor Carrick, the fan favorite. Everyone wants him to have top 2 ice time. He just made a case for himself, giving the Leafs a 2-0 lead. Get to the end of the second there, baby. Get to the... And the Leafs have a routine going into the 3rd period. They battled back from being down 3-0, and they have a 2-0 lead going into the 3rd in Game 7. The dynasty. Harold Bluetooth. You have the chance to win your 3rd Conn Smythe, your 3rd Stanley Cup. I mean, that's legendary. Dion Phagouf. We all thought that you were a complete goof up as a member of the Toronto Maple Leafs. You came back and you're the ace in the hole. One more period. And Austin Matthews, the young captain, your 3rd Stanley Cup as the leader of the Toronto Maple Leafs while you're still in your 20s. Come on, boys. This is a perfect ending to this story. Coming back from a 3-0 series deficit. Resume simulation. No, don't let this happen. Jamie McGinn. Yes! Morgan Riley, the leader from the back end. He gives the routine back in place. Penalty kill. The Leafs kill it off. Power play. Come on, boys. 10 minutes remaining. It's a long one. The referees. 7 minutes. Yes! Frederick Gauthier, the 4th line. 4 minutes. 3 minutes. 2 minutes. Yeah! The Toronto Maple Leafs are officially a dynasty. We did it, boys. Our 3rd Stanley Cup in 4 years. Holy shit. We come back from being down 3-0 in the series to take it in Game 7 to give Toronto their 3rd Stanley Cup in 4 years. Holy shit. No one remembers 1967 anymore. What a performance by the 4th line. Greg Belfour. I'm sure you'll see him out there with his crazy gray hair. Frederick Gauthier, Harold Bluetooth. I guarantee you he won his 3rd Conn Smythe. 3rd Conn Smythe. And we're talking about Patrick Spacek like he's the future of the Toronto Maple Leafs. The future is now, baby. Austin Matthews, Mitch Marner, William Nylander, Morgan Riley, Harold Bluetooth. What a freaking team this is. Down 3-1 in the Eastern Conference Final, down 3-0 in the Stanley Cup Final, and we fight through the adversity to take both of them. Woo! So, boys, we did it. We freaking did it. We are champions of the NHL. We are officially a dynasty. It took me 5 years to win 3 Stanley Cups. Oh, my God. I got to say, the Toronto Maple Leafs were pretty much built by the time I got the reins of this team, man. Oh, man, my voice is gonzo Alonzo. So look at this. Grundstrom with 3 points in that Game 7. My decision to go back with Grundstrom instead of Callahan worked out huge. 3 points. Connor Carrick, 2 points. Greg Belfour, 1 goal. First goal of the game. Frederick Gauthier, a goal, big insurance marker. Mitch Marner with an assist. Austin Matthews, an assist. Billy Polka and Morgan Riley with a goal. Oh, my God, boys. Oh, my God. Continue. So there it is, boys. The Toronto Maple Leafs are your Year 5 Stanley Cup champions. I think I'm going to party it up nice and hard. Where are the booze, baby? Get me some beer right now. It's a good old Molson Canadian for a Canadian Stanley Cup championship. And you know what? I might have to ride off into the sunset. So this won't be the last video. I think we'll do one more just to wrap it all up. But whew, I'm emotionally drained right now. And the boys say it's time to party. So Toronto, congratulations, you are now officially a dynasty in the NHL. Be sure to check out our website, 2bcsports.com, where the hockey talk continues. Find myself and others in the live interactive chat, or dive into the active forums to talk about sports and gaming. You can also find us on Twitch, where the live streams come to life.